Hi everybody, it's Veronica from Designaholicstudio.com here today to do a technique video. This is a fun technique, really cool. It looks great on tags and on multimedia canvases or boxes. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to do it very quickly, so this should be a short video. We're going to use the glitter that we carry. This is Laza Holographic Fine Glitter, and this is purple, and at one point I'm going to use the silver. We're going to use Scor-Tape, and I'm going to use two different sizes. This one's very, very narrow. It's 1/8 of an inch, and this one's a bit wider. You're going to see why I want the wider one in a minute. Everybody will know this as Suk Wang, very high quality. We're going to use some of the paper lace that we have on our site, and when I get to it, we're going to use some of the metallic foil little scraps. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to take a piece of Suk Wang tape, and oh, by the way, I forgot. I'm going to use the tags. These are the multimedia paper tags, and I'm going to use these to put the Suk Wang tape on, and the glitter and the metallic foil, and then I'll finish the tags at some other time. I just want to show you how to do this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Suk Wang tape, the wider one, and I'm going to glue it right to the top of the tag. And then I'm going to just, sorry for reaching across, I always forget to put things on the right hand side. And I'm just going to trim it and make sure it's down nicely, and take off the excess. Just cut it off so that it actually fits across the top of the tag. It is very sticky, so you don't want any hanging over. As you can see, it just really stuck to my scissors. You don't want any hanging over because it's going to stick to everything. So I'm going to just put this over here, and I want that hole, so I'm taking my paper punch, and I'm going to punch the hole right now so that I don't forget to do it. And it punches easily even through the tape. Okay, it's on the top, and there's still a little bit left here. So I'm going to just trim that a little bit more just to make sure it's trimmed properly. That should do it. Alright, now I'm going to take off the top layer of the tape so that we have a little bit of stickiness here. And I know I'm kind of putting it sideways, but it's hard for me to take it off. There we go. And off we go. You see, I lifted it a bit. And on top of that, I'm going to put the purple colored lace border. And I'm not going to put it right up to the top. I'm going to cover that hole. I'm going to put these two pieces level with the edge of the, oops, yeah, it sticks all right. Holy mackerel. Alright, I'm going to put it down so that I can see it a little bit better. I want to cover the hole, and I want to leave a little bit of space at the top and just push it down. Alright, and again, just cut off anything that's hanging over the edges. Wow, it's very sticky, which makes it perfect for this project. It needs to be that sticky. You're going to love this. I loved it the first time I saw it, and I've used it on a lot of things. It's fun, it's easy, and it gives you an amazing effect. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to punch out the hole because I do want the hole there. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my purple glitter. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, everybody. That phone started ringing and it was very loud, so I had to pause for a minute until it stopped. It wasn't my phone, so I couldn't answer it. I'm going to now put some of the purple glitter on here, and you put it all over because it's sticky everywhere, even through those little holes in the you can, and put it on generously. Now this is the trick. You take your finger and you just rub. And you keep rubbing until you have it nicely attached to the Scor-Tape. And this holds this glitter so well that you don't have to varnish it even, and it stays on. It's quite an amazing little process. Okay, I think that should do it. And I tap off the excess, and look at that. That is done as quick as can be. And this particular tag is going to be a fairy tag in my very next video, so stay tuned because you're going to want to see it. It's just a lovely tag. I have one done, but I'm going to save that until I do the actual video. Alright, that's one way of doing it. Now, I'm going to show you something else. But first of all, I have to get this lovely glitter back into this little container. And hopefully I can do that without getting it everywhere. Well, not too bad. There we go. It's a beautiful color. You're going to see that that color is going to pick up some of the color in the fairy wings when I get to doing the tag. Alright, next process. We're going to use another one of the tags, the same type. I'm going to use another piece of the lace border. This time, however, I'm going to put it onto the. I'm going to put the Scor-Tape onto the bottom of the tag, and yeah, I should just cut off a piece. It would make it a lot easier. So you know that saying, you get what you pay for? Scor-Tape or Scor-Tape, whichever it is known as now, is not super cheap. And I know you can get double-sided tape elsewhere, but it's an amazing quality, and that's what I mean. You get what you pay for, always. And this also is available on Designaholicstudio.com. I try to use things always that are available on our site. Okay, that's on. I'm going to cut off the excess again. I try not to waste too much of it, but you're always going to have a little bit of waste. And there you go. Now, oh, of course I forgot something. Of course I did. I always forget something. Okay, before I go on to the next step, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to, there, look at this tape. This is the backing is sticking to me everywhere. I'm going to pause for a minute. I'm going to go get what I forgot, and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, now I'm going to take this backing off. The last time I was a little afraid I was lifting up the sticky part, but I shouldn't have been afraid of that. It doesn't come up too easily. And I'm going to put this piece of lace border right along the edge of the tape. Not up to, not up over it, I don't want it on the card per se, I just want it on the tape itself. And, excuse me, I'm going to cut off the excess. This piece was a little large for this tag, so this will work just fine by cutting it off and trimming it. Now I can still use this. I'll use this on another project. Okay, I don't know if you can see how evenly this goes along the top of the Scor-Tape. And now, instead of using glitter, I am going to use something that's a lot of fun to work with, but it flies all over the place. So you have to be very careful when you put this on or lift it or take the top off. There's a lot of static in it and it just goes everywhere. So I'm going to take a couple of pieces out of here. You just take one at a time if you can get them apart. Doesn't matter big, small. What I want to do is make sure everything's covered up. And I think I'm going to do it as I go. I'm going to take a brush. This is a stiff brush. And I'm just going to put the silver, and I'm going to take it off everywhere where there's no sticky part. So you would think that you could just lay this down easily. It doesn't work quite like that. It breaks up. This is a little more pernickety than using the glitter, but it's a lovely result. So I'm going, and you see it sticks to your fingers, and you just keep doing it as you go along, because if you try to put it all on at once, you're going to have it everywhere. Yes, there, it's stuck to my finger. I guess maybe the easiest way would be to take some of the scrap and just put it like that. And let's see what happens when I do that, if that works a little bit better. Well, that's working pretty well. And if you breathe too hard, you're going to get the flakes everywhere. I was going to say gold because I usually work with gold, but I want to do this tag in a very wintry, give it a very wintry look, so it's better to do it with silver. Okay, you can reuse this. You don't have to get rid of what is floating around on your desk or your workspace. And look at that. I hope you can all see what I'm doing. I try to keep my hands out of the way, not always easy. Just keep putting it back on until you see that you've got it everywhere where there is sticky soup wing. Yeah, it's probably Scor-Tape now. They may have changed hands. I'm used to calling it soup wing, but maybe it's Scor now. Well, it is Scor. I see a thinner one over there and it's got Scor on it. Okay, look, there you go. Okay, before I'm going to show you this. This is a brush that it's kind of a, oh, look at that. I'm going to have nice silver all over my brush. This is a stiff brush, and that helps to push it down into the tape. A stiff brush. I am sure you could use any brush for this process, but this is a stiff one and I know it works, so that's what I'm using. There you go. Now that's going to be the bottom of this tag, which is going to have a very, very wintry appearance to it. That's why I wanted silver. Can you see it? I don't know how well you can see it. I don't know when it's going to start to go blurry. But anyway, that's what that process looks like. And now you can use that for a tag. Okay, now I'm going to show you something that you can do on the back or the front. You can see what's happening. It's snowing in my kitchen. Silver metal flakes. Yeah, I actually work in my kitchen. It's my studio. It's the place where everything happens in this household. It's the hub of the house. There. Now very carefully put this lid back on because it will fly around. Now our metallic flakes are in jars, and you can use it out of the jar. For me, it was just easier to put it into a container. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a smaller tag, and I'm going to use the narrow Scor-Tape tape. And you can either, when I've done this, you can either use this as the front of a tag or as the back of a tag. It's up to you. Alright, I'm just going to take my Scor-Tape, this is the 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to put it across my tag like that and cut it. I'll trim later, and I'm going to take it like this and try to keep it level. I'm going to try to keep it level. It may not be, but I'll try. And trim it off. And actually parallel, that's the word I was looking for. Try to keep it parallel. And don't forget, even these tags are available on our website. Well, got a little bit of a waste on that end. This time I'm going to leave a bigger space. It doesn't all have to be the same amount of space. I'm going to leave a bigger space this time. And one more. Since this is just a demo video, I am not going to, well, I should do this. I'm having a little trouble today. I've got a frog in my throat. So you'll have to excuse me if I cough a little bit. It's not a cough, it's just like this. Yeah, like I said, a frog. Okay. And one more. I'm going to put one more down here, very close to this one. I just want it just like that. And one more up here. I don't want it up near the hole. I don't want to have to cut through that hole. And I'm going to put that really close this time. There we go. Now if I decide that this isn't enough, like if I wanted to go one more up there, I will do that later. And I'm going to turn it over and trim all of this excess off of here. And it's all sticking to the scissors, as you can see. That's just a testament to the quality of this tape. There. And I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to need those again in a minute. Okay, now, whoop, tape stuck everywhere. I'm going to take off the strips so that I just have the... Oh, you see, that's what I was afraid of. That's exactly what happened. You just have to be careful that you're not taking the whole thing off. There, that's what I want. I just want to leave some of I want the sticky stuff still on there. There, that's easier. Maybe I was putting it down too hard to start with. And I have a coffee here, and I think the next time I start to feel that happening, I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee, if that's okay. I should probably have had water, but I love my coffee. And look at how quickly that's coming off now. Now, like I said, this can either be the front of your tag or the back of your tag. I'm going to use this same paper, the white paper so that I can put it the glitter back into the little bottle. And I'm going to sprinkle this one with the silver glitter. Now put it on so that it totally covers everything. There we go. That looks good. And I'll put it all back. Use your finger, rub it in. This is so cool. I love the way this looks. And I know I might be taking a little too long to do this, but I want to make sure it's really stuck. Okay. Tap it off. Sometimes the glitter doesn't totally want to come off, even when you tap, so I just take that same brush that I was using earlier and go down. And that'll take a little bit. I'll have to do that a couple of times, but it'll be gone. There you go. There's another way to do it. That creates a beautiful look, whether, as I said, you use it for the back of a tag or the front of the tag, because you can glue stuff on top of this. And after you've got a lot of the glitter off, you can go back over and press down the glitter a little bit more, because I can feel there's still some on there that needs to be pressed in. But I'm not going to sit here doing that. I'm just going to go on to the next technique. There, look at that. That's gorgeous. I don't know, I might use that as the front. I have no idea. I'll use it for something, either front or back. That would be very pretty on the back. Anyway, that one's done. That's another technique. And I'm going to show you one more in this video after I put this silver glitter back, because if I don't, it's going to get knocked everywhere. I know it will. There. Now one more technique, and I should do this. Alright, this time I'm going to use a brown tag, and this again can be the front or the back of your tag, it's up to you. I'm also going to use a little bit of the Aleene's glue, the quick dry tacky glue that I love. And I am going to use a little piece of sponge. Now I just ripped this off a kitchen sponge. You can just get them, you just use any kind of sponge and just rip a little piece off. I'm also this time going to use the gold metallic flakes, which we also have. Oh, look at the way it's stuck to the lid. Look at that. I didn't do that. It stuck like that when I lifted it off. So that just goes to show you it attaches itself to everything. As much fun as it is to use, you do have to be a little bit careful with it, or you're going to have it everywhere. I'm just going to put that there. Handy. Oh, it's sticking to my board, to my surface. Alright, I'm going to put out a little bit of glue. Nice like that. I'm going to put my sponge into the glue. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not, because it's way over here and I've just crossed over the camera again. Okay, I'm putting my sponge into the glue and I am tapping it up and down on my palette paper. Again, you can do this directly on your table protection. You can do it on your palette paper like I do. You could probably use a plastic plate even. Alright, I am going to just tap the glue all over onto this tag. And it's very humid here today, so this is going to dry very quickly. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the humidity will keep it wet, but I doubt it. Alright, now I'm just going to put some of this, lay it on. the gold, and the glue is sticking to my fingers, so it's making the gold flakes stick to my fingers. And I'm going to completely cover it, because if you go back, the glue underneath will be all dry. So cover it, and then just start using your brush to stick it to your tag. I might have to put some more glue on here. It looks like the glue dried very quickly and it's not sticking in as many places as I would like it to. It's sticking, but not everywhere. The whole idea is not to cover the tag in its entirety. You just want it to have sort of a gilded look here and there. This is a big mess, so you have to be really in love with this technique, which I am. So I'll put a little more glue on it, maybe just in this corner. Yeah, that probably was not the greatest idea, but alright, you have to be quite generous with your glue to start with. Otherwise you're going to get glue and foil all mixed up like I just did. There we go. And even when you breathe, even breathing gets you blowing the gold foil all over the place. Alright, you know what? I could go on and do the rest of this, but I think you get the idea. So I'm going to top off and knock off the excess. With the Aleene's tacky glue, it dries clear, so even if you don't have your gold everywhere, your tacky glue will dry clear. Even if you've put it on there already and it's dried, you won't see it. And there you go. That is another technique. And this also looks absolutely fantastic on the back or the front of your tag. Now, here's a little secret. You don't have to put this directly onto the tag. You can apply this to a tag that you have already played with, and you have all the designing done. You've got your rice paper on here, or you've got your napkin on here, and you just wanted to give it a very vintage look. And you don't have to do it all over either. You could do it up in a corner or just across the bottom, and it just adds that whole just glittery, gorgeous, very vintage look. Anyway, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, and like I always say, all of the products that we've used here, except for perhaps this brush and my scissors and the hole punch, are available at designaholicstudio.com. I've linked them in the description below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. It would mean a whole lot to us if you would do that. And I'm going to leave you with my mantra: try it, you'll love it, and have a great crafting day.